The sad part about it is he died in his brother's arms. They were twins, identical twins. And his brother was holding on to him, trying to make it stop bleeding. And he died in his brother's arms. And I rushed up there, and I saw him on the gurney. And I could tell. They said he wasn't breathing. I could see all the blood. I saw where the wound was.
Understandably still in shock, Jeff Metcalf says a precious memory was made just this past weekend when he took his twin boys hunting. That's where Austin got his first hog. Well, this morning at around 10, he rushed here to Kirkendall Stadium where the Memorial High School student athlete suffered a fatal stab wound during this track and field meet. Frisco police say a fight broke out between two students when one stabbed the other. More than 100 student athletes were participating in this meet. Fortunately, they were safely evacuated. Police arrested the suspect. He is 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony of Frisco. He is now charged with murder. Some students unfortunately witnessed this deadly encounter and have been interviewed by police. Despite life-saving efforts, the 16-year-old victim died at the hospital. Austin, his father shares, was born 2 minutes before his twin brother Hunter, the two inseparable, as you can imagine. Austin is being remembered as an outstanding student at Memorial High, his football team's MVP, and a young man of faith. His father grappling with loss and forgiveness.
I'm not trying to judge, but what kind of parents did this child have? What was he taught? He brought a knife to a track meet, and he murdered my son by stabbing him in the heart. The guy was in the wrong place, and they asked him to move, and he bowed up. This is murder. I don't know. I know they have someone in custody.
Yeah, you do.
And you know what? I already forgive this person.
Already?
Already. God takes care of things. God's going to take care of me. God's going to take care of my family.
The victim's father says these two teens did not know each other before today. We do need to stress that police have not said what they believe led up to this deadly encounter. There is a prayer vigil tonight at 7 p.m. at Hope Fellowship Church right here in Frisco.
All right, man. So we have a big story coming out of Texas, man. Shout out all my people from Texas. And of course, that goes without saying, man. Rest in peace to this young guy right here, Austin Metcalf. You know, my condolences to his family, man. Nobody should have to deal with the loss of their child that young and at a sporting event. You know, I think we can all agree that this is something that should not have happened. Now, this video right here, or this story right here, is causing a whole lot of ruckus over on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. There are a lot of people with a lot of different opinions, man. I'll give y'all some of them that I've seen. There are some people saying that, you know, this would be a lot bigger of a story if the races were switched and all of that. They feel like it's not getting enough attention because it happened to a white guy, and there are other people on the other side arguing with those people, saying like, yo, Texas is a stand your ground state. You know, it's a state where if you mess with somebody, you're gonna get repercussions behind that, right? And we're gonna watch another video from Austin's brother, who was actually there at the scene, giving his account of what happened before we kind of continue to give our thoughts. You know, definitely hold your opinions until you've seen, at least until you've seen what Austin brother has to say about it. You know,
there was this kid before I knew his name. Now this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless, and my brother stepped in and said he needs to move. He's like, make me move. Austin grabbed his backpack. This kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not gonna talk about the rest. So that's just what I saw. And I tried to help him, but
it was just senseless.
It was really senseless. Really, I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like, a man has a family, a man has people that care about them all the time, and he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was a strong kid.
So there we have Austin's brother, his account of what happened. And, you know, to me, I don't think this has anything to do with race, man. This has more so to do with how a lot of teens nowadays, they just have a lack of empathy and respect for other people. And We see it across all races. Like, you can look up teens killing other teens, and you'll see it happening in every demographic of person in the United States. So I think it's just more of a United States culture thing more than just a white culture thing or a black culture thing. I gotta say that first, right? And also how it's obvious that the other kid, Carmelo, I think he said his name, is the one that got arrested for murder. It's obvious he should not have had a knife at the track meet. That just doesn't make sense, right? It's like, why did you have a knife? You weren't there cutting up sandwiches for your teammates. So I don't know why you had a knife, and why would you pull it out in a small dispute like that over a seat, right? That just doesn't make sense to me. Now, as far as on the Austin side, we do have to say, now this is probably something that he shouldn't have did, right? He shouldn't, if I ran track, right? I ran track, and I know at meets, teams typically are seating like close together, whether it's on the bleachers or just around, like your tents are probably going to be kind of close together. It's usually multiple schools there at the same time. So I've never seen anybody get mad at somebody for sitting in the wrong place. It's not like it's a football huddle where you're disclosing like secret information, or you're telling your plays and stuff like that. So it was kind of common for teams to be like sitting with other teams, especially like guys like me. Like, I ran track, I played other sports, but track was more so I could learn how to run better and talk to girls. So if I was at a track meet and, there was like 3-4 other teams, that's a lot of other girls that I can get to know. So yeah, I'd be moving around, and, it's ways to do it. Like, of course, you just don't get in anybody's space that you're not welcome into. But, teens at these places, they typically socialize with people that they don't know. So we do need more information about this to understand why he was sitting in the wrong spot. But Austin trying to be the seat police, that is definitely what messed him up. Now, I don't think he should have lost his life in this situation, but it was probably better for him to go get an adult, or tell somebody if bro was really making a disturbance, or just in the way. If he's in the way, go get the proper adult. Your coach will tell his coach, and his coach will get him in line. Like, that's the proper way to do stuff. Now, when you are telling somebody to move and they're already on edge, getting aggressive, saying that, make me move, this is when we have, like, yeah, I know these teenagers, but these little boys, they feel like they're grown men in these types of situations. So nobody wants to get punked by the other. If you're telling somebody to move and then you grab their backpack, now I don't know if his bag was on his bag and he was trying to yank them away, or his bag was just sitting there, and now you're touching that guy's personal stuff. You are putting yourself in a situation. Like, we got to understand that. I'm just laying this out. So everybody can get a complete understanding of the situation, because I think people are kind of making it a more so black and white, for lack of better words, type of situation where, no, it's only this way or it's only that way. Nah, like, it's a lot of gray area in this type of situation. The kid that stabbed him is probably gonna be claiming self-defense in this situation. That's probably what he's going to try to claim. He's going to say like, yo, they were moving my stuff. They were trying to force me out of a spot that literally y'all don't own it. Just because your team puts a tent in this area, y'all don't own these seats. Y'all don't own this space. So like I said, if it was causing that much of a disturbance, the better way for him to do it would be to go get an adult. And you don't even have a fight about this, right? Because and that's what this should have been, right? Just boys, if they got into a little tussle, somebody would have broke it up, and that would have been the end of the situation. But I do think pulling the knife out, I think that's was a cowardly thing to do. If you like, one, you're at a track meet, you shouldn't have had a knife at the school in the first place, and then two, it's like, it's just a physical dispute. It's a physical dispute, and And I'm saying it's physical because once somebody touches your stuff, I don't care who you are, you know, you're gonna be like, if you're a guy, you're gonna be kind of aggressive towards that person, right? And then his brother in his story saying he didn't see the stab, so you know, I'm guessing like it was like a little bit of a tussle before then. Like I said, we don't know, we just kind of speculating, but like, yeah, I don't really agree with the takes from both sides. Like, you see some people saying, oh, fuck around and find out, and then you see some people saying like this was like a senseless just situation, which I do think is senseless because nobody should have died over this, over a seat. Now that's just crazy. But I do think it just deeper into the culture, and it goes deeper into, you know, people just needing to have respect for other people. You got to understand, man, anytime you approach another man on a situation like that, trying to force him to do something, and you're not an authority figure, it can go left. If I'm in the gym and, you know, I feel like somebody is in my space in the gym, or, you know, or whatever, someone could be in my front lawn. Like, I understand that once I go and approach them, I need to be ready for anything, because I don't know this man. I don't know what he's capable of. I don't know his mental state. I guess a lot of different things that go into it. So that's why it's like, you, especially Texas, right? You know, stand your ground state. Everybody got guns. Like, it's one of them places where, you know, you don't got to walk around on eggshells, but you do got to make sure you ain't just stepping on nobody's toes purposely for no reason, man. But like I said, very sensitive situation. It definitely shouldn't have happened. But I guess we're going to wait for more facts to come out. Like I said, I think the other kid is going to claim self-defense. And I don't know if that's going to really work for him, because he shouldn't have had the knife there at that place. But, you know, for those type of cases, usually that's a whole different situation. Like, they're going off of it's not about like, okay, if I defended myself with a legal gun, it's not about if the gun was legal or not. It's about, was I right to defend myself? That's how I think those situations usually go. But I guess we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I'm very interested in the conversation. I don't think this needs to start a whole race war. I just think it's more so just about young boys, and, you know, their need to feel like they need to be masculine and assert themselves, because that's what happened on both sides. You know, that's definitely what happened on both sides. I don't know what made bro you know, just stab him, like in the, they're saying like in the heart area too, allegedly, which is crazy, man. Crazy. Like, I like, literally, if you ask me if I think he should, you know, get off this scot-free, no, he needs some type of repercussion, because it's just like, you escalated the situation to a place it didn't need to go, my guy. It didn't need to go there. Like, you live to fight another day. You live to fight another day, man. And now we have two families. Both of their lives are turned upside down. Both of them are going to lose their son, you know. One permanently, the other one, you know, he's going to be having a long, lengthy prison sentence. Just a sad situation all around. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. As always, love y'all. I'm out.
I want to clarify something right off the start, because I've already heard some rumors and gossip. This was not a race thing, and this is not a political thing. Please do not comment if you do not know what happened. Do not turn this into a racial thing. It was not. Do not politicize this. It's not. This is a human being thing. This person made a bad choice, and it affected both his family and my family forever.